for David Lemieux and Curtis Stevens in the middleweight division. You see the 4-year age advantage for Lemieux. He's also got a 2 inches height advantage. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trimmed with black and gold. Official weight 158 and a quarter pound. He's in its corner with his trainer, John David Jackson, with a record of 29 victories, 21 wins by knockout with 5 defeats. From Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, the reigning independent WBC Continental, America's middleweight champion, Curtis, the cerebral assassin, Stevens, and his opponent across the ring fighting out of the red corner with his trainer, Mark Ramsey. He's wearing black with gold letters, officially weighing in at 159 pounds. His professional record 36 victories, 32 wins by knockout, against 3 defeats. From Montreal, Quebec, Canada, the former IBF middleweight champion of the world. Gabby. Music. Lame. Ladies and gentlemen, make this a clean fight all times. Touch the bell. Much better in recent fights. Always a big puncher, but John David Jackson has him aggressively effectively. To the naked eye in the past. 100%. He looks a little fleshy to me. Hopefully, he hasn't underestimated Curtis Stevens. And sometimes when a guy rehydrates by a big number, starched himself, and then desperately needed to pour in the rehydration, Lou had a 7 lb advantage at 177 coming in. Huge punchers. Big left hook by Curtis Stevens. The money punches the left hook. Yep, but they can hurt you with either hand, and in there throwing him right now. And Curtis's left hook is looking more deadly right now. Is really trying to knock him out. Yeah, it doesn't look like either fighter wants. Right hand by Lemieux. There's some genuine bad blood between these two. Fight which preceded this. So, now they're eager to see action, and Lemieux and Stevens are going to give it. To already got more action in this fight than we had in the whole 10 rounds. Exactly right. Good. Right hand by as a potential Canelo. Right hand by Stevens was hurt by that shot. Stevens was indeed hurt by the right hand. So you better be careful. Though 'cause Steven does. There it is. Yep. Both big fight. Changing power in both hands. Both guys. Good hook. Hard right hand by Lemieux. Now Stevens lands a right of his own. Left hook by Lemieux upstairs and downstairs. Right-handed following. And Curtis, I told y'all he was going to get a good one, thinking that he can weather the storm early. It's a winnable fight. Of course, he's hoping that Lemieux wears himself out. Pace himself as Curtis is doing. See who starts to go to the body with conviction here. Like that right there. Oh, he hurt Curtis bad. That hurt Curtis. Bad that time. Is such a big puncher. The reason Triple G boxed. So deep breath. Deep breath. Over the top of the jab. A beautiful overhand right, but it was high on the head. Saved them more than anything. Then, Curtis come back with a counter hook. Right there that hit him on the neck. He missed the chin as well. I caught him with a hook right here at the end of the round that really seemed to hurt Stevens and cause him some problems. We saw his legs buckle this, and in exactly the same vein as Lemieux drives. Curtis can survive this 'cause again Lemieux does not look like if he does he's going to have a problem 'cause Curtis knows how to maintain in some punishment downstairs on that seemingly soft Lemieux belly. Stevens on Lemieux's part, Roy? No, I think he just thinks he's the bigger guy, and I have been too cut up much more than he is right now, but last summer because of a failure to make weight. So you don't know exactly what's going on in Lemieux's life all the time, and guy who usually demands a lot out of the fighters. But of course, David Lemieux is a big, so he demands that his guys respect him and give him the work that he asked for. He did make weight. Lemieux, entitled to he, but he just looks like a fighter banking on an early knockout. He is, and he better not be banking still around. Curtis is very dangerous. Good hook by Lemieux. Applause. Stevens is biding his time, not throwing nearly as many as Lemieux, trying to make them count when he does. He's saving himself, and he's trying to knock out. Big left hook to the body. Not trying to waste as many punches. Good. Left body shot by Stevens. Body is now seconds left in the second round. It's been action all the way and illuminated the first round and Curtis Demons came back. Real good. Middleweight. Music. Slug shot he's landed all night, which is a beautiful left body shot to the liver. And you see a Lemieux snatch that arm down right there. That lets you know that shot seemed to have disappeared from his punches by the end of round number 2. Friday, I should say yesterday, had the kind of birthday that every weight class fighter dreams of. Good left hook by Stevens. There, starting to touch to shake Lemieux just a little bit more with both hands, left and right. Steady pressure, and the touching leads to the harder touching. Like right now happened. He came here, clearly expecting to win. In fact, it's a particularly strong corner with Jackson and Chief second eye blink. Dangerous at any time. Good right hand to the body by Lemieux. So can Stevens. That's exactly right. Next. Oh, there it is. Stevens out and out. Goes down. Victory. Lemieux got what he was looking for on a perfect right hand shot. Left hook. Left hook. Jim put Stevens to sleep in a fight where it looked like Steven. Real-time action. Wow. On the button. After the overhand right. He threw straight right. He threw it straight right down the pipe and Curtis tried to throw the hook and he beat him to the punch with the hook. Curtis threw a hook short left hook didn't travel more than 10 or 12 inches. Joe and they traded hooks right here, but oh my goodness. Davis' hook hit the button. Curtis's hook. Stevens was unconscious at that moment. Yes, he was coming on like Lemieux's future was in jeopardy. Just had the feeling of the kind of fight where Lemieux that occur over many rounds of he'll be okay. I mean, only a few feet away from her. Real-time action. Wow. On the button. After the overhand, right? He threw a straight right. Threw a straight right down the pipe and Curtis tried to throw the hook and he beat him to the punch with the hook. Curtis threw a hook. Short left hook. Didn't travel more than 10 or 12 inches. Joe and they traded hooks right here. But oh my goodness, David's hook hit the button. Curtis's hook. Stevens was unconscious at that moment. Yes, he was. The news celebrating, but not terribly. Demonstratively as the real-time action. Wow. On the button. After the overhand right. He threw a straight right. He threw a straight right down the pipe and Curtis tried to throw the hook and he beat him to the punch with the hook. Curtis threw a short left hook. Didn't travel more than 10 or 12 inches. Joe and they traded hooks right here. But oh my goodness. David's hook hit the button. Curtis's hook. Stevens was unconscious at that moment. Yes, he was. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Turning Stone Resort Casino, CBE, Canada, former middleweight world champion Dem. Applause. Let's take a look at final copy of box numbers in